Hey everyone, welcome back. In today's video, I wanted to share an absolutely incredible book recommendation, Jimmy Carr, Before and Laughter. I had no idea, I've obviously heard about his work before, I've seen some of his Netflix specials, but last week I walked into a bookshop, saw this book, and I was like, you know what, I'll grab a copy, and I have been blown away. I literally could not put it down. It was one of those books that I finished in just a couple of days. To be honest, I have a soft spot for biographies by comedians after reading Billy Crystal's book, which I highly, highly recommend. Billy Crystal's biography, if you haven't read it, you have to read it. Anyway, so what is this book? So it's obviously a story of his life, but it's also kind of like a self-help book, and it's also like has philosophy throughout it as well. Some really funny stories of his life on the road as a stand-up comedian. Anyway, in this video, I wanted to share maybe the top 10 key takeaways that I learned from the book. Obviously, there's a lot more stuff that I've highlighted throughout, but ultimately just the top 10. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so the first key highlight from the book that I really appreciated was a chapter where he was discussing addiction. And he said, in my experience, the opposite to addiction isn't sobriety, it's purpose. Once you've got something to do and someone to be, your why, the need to distract yourself diminishes. I thought that was really powerful and something that I'm sort of going on a journey on in my own life. So that was the first key thing that I really appreciated from this book. Okay, the second key quote, and maybe my favorite quote from the entire book, is that laughter is the shortest distance between two people. Whenever two people laugh, they connect and trust is built. I love this. When I think about all of the really amazing relationships in my life, it's all based on laughter, and we're having a good time, and when we laugh we instantly connect. So for this really resonated with me. Okay, so the next key call out from the book was actually a really sad chapter. I mentioned before that it made me laugh and cry. Is he talked about losing his mum, and he talked about how home is not a place but it's a person. And I thought that was really insightful. And when I used to live overseas, I never really missed the place, I missed the people. And for me, that really resonated with me. The next thing that I really loved was a chapter about responsibility. He talked about how it seems legitimate for a 16-year-old to say they can blame their parents for their problems, but it looks ridiculous for a 40-year-old to do the same thing. I think that's very fair and something that we can all reflect on. Basically, there's an expiry date for excuses, and that's something that I kind of, after I put the book down, I thought about for a lot. Off the back of that chapter about responsibility, there was a really interesting quote about, it's interesting to me that it's your fault is an incredibly negative way to say that you're in control. I thought this was so powerful. Like, yeah, it is your fault, but really in an empowering way. Okay, so here's another one of my favorite quotes from the book. He said, I don't know much about Usain Bolt, but he worked for about 50 seconds every 4 years. The rest is training. I think we can relate to that. Anyway, I just thought that was a really powerful quote. Another key quote from the book, he says that every expert I've ever met has always said, well, it's complicated. And every person I met with an opinion at a pub has said, it's simple, let me explain. That is so true. I think everyone deals with that every single day. Okay, and so the second last quote is something that, again, about habits, that your current habits are perfectly designed to deliver your current results. Are you happy with that? And also it kind of flows on to the next point as well, where it's the faintest ink is more powerful than the strongest memory. Just the power of writing things down and having goals that you're looking at every single day. So that's the key takeaways from Jimmy Carr, Before and Laughter. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think. Have you read this book? Have you seen Jimmy perform live? I'd love to hear what your thoughts. Bye for now.